Good morning, dear students. Today I am here with a new chapter that is Mango Story. This is lesson number 9. It is given on page number 88, the Mango Story. This is a very interesting and also a moral based story. So, without wasting time, I am coming to the topic. As you'll see, yes, on page number 88, you will see that on the warm up side, it is given three funny riddles which you have to solve. The first one is which letter of the English alphabet has the most water? The first one is which letter of the English alphabet has the most water? Yes, its answer will be C. C means ocean. C means Mahasagar, Sagar or ocean. Okay, what begins with T, ends with T, and has T in it? Yes, this is very, very interesting and very, very common. Yes, yeah, it means teapot. What has to be broken before you can use it? Everybody's, yes, its answer will be egg. If you remember, then this is a very famous line Sunday ho ya Monday, rose khao ande. Yes, it means an egg. So now I'm coming to the chapter. This chapter is also based on a riddle. So here that's why before this chapter the riddles are given. It was a day the children of Springer School looked forward to Grandparents' Day. In the school, this is the story which starts in a school where the children were celebrating Grandparents' Day. Like Children's Day, like Teachers' Day, this is a Grandparents' Day. This day meant loads of fun, storytelling, games, activities, and singing. So, like that, here all of them are just their activities were storytelling, games, and singing. Amit's grandfather, Amit, a student or the main character of the story. Amit's grandfather, Mr. Sharma was quite a favorite with the children of class 5. Mr. Sharma was the grandfather of Amit and he was very famous or very favorite with the children of class 5. So, students, you are also of class 5. He always had funny stories to tell. If He would ask the children questions in between, sing a song or two, and sometimes get them to wear mask and act. So here the grandfather of the Amit was very, you can say that he was a very funny kind of person. He always entertains the children, and that's why children liked him very much. What story are you going to tell us today, Grandpa? Asked one of the children. So now, do you want to hear an animal story or a funny story about silly people? First, a student asked, what kind of a story you are going to tell us today, Grandpa? And then he replied that, which kind of a story you want to listen? Any silly story or any a story about an animal or any funny story? A funny story about silly people. They all chimed in. So, what he said? A funny story about silly people. They all chimed in. They here means the students, all the children, and chimed in means said together. Said together. Well, I have got your story ready, the grandpa replied. But first, a riddle. Riddle means what is the riddle? What is the word riddle means? Now I'm going to make it clear. A difficult question that you ask people for fun that has a clever or amusing answer. One more time, I'm repeating this word. A difficult question that you ask people for fun that has a clever or amusing answer. It may be a puzzle. It may be a puzzle. Okay. So, what was the riddle? So, students, please listen carefully. One day, a man was walking through the streets when he saw a small fruit shop. There, he saw an apple and a man. Ahem. Grandpa coughed. Go. Then he paused. Paused means stopped and asked, "What did the man buy and eat?" Guess. Well, give give you the answer later. Tell us the story first, the children demanded. So Grandpa began his story. A certain man by the name of Gopal was expecting a visit from a friend he had not met in many years. So the character is Gopal. Remember, the character is Gopal. He knew that his friend liked mangoes very much. Mango is a fruit, very tasty fruit, and it is called the king of the fruit. So he asked his servant to go and buy the finest mangoes in the market. So here you are seeing two characters. The first one is Gopal and the Gopal's servant. When the servant came back, he showed the two mangoes he had bought to his master. How many mangoes he has bought? Two mangoes. Yes. Gopal was satisfied that they were the best. He told the servant to dice them and serve them to the guest when he arrived. Dice means to cut. The mangoes smelled, oh, so sweet. I wonder what they taste like. If they smell so sweet, they must taste even sweeter, thought the servant as he cut them. I'll taste just this one piece. However, he couldn't resist the temptation to go on eating. One became two, two became four, and soon there were no more mangoes left. So, see, students, was the behavior? Oh, suddenly he saw the guest coming towards the house. Now he was in dilemma. Oh no, what I am going to do now? There are no mangoes to serve to the guest. Think, think. Now the servant starts thinking. He grabbed a rusty knife, rushed to his master. Rusty means the knife which is covered with iron, and said, I can't cut the mangoes. The knife is too blunt. Now I'm repeating the sentence one more time. He grabbed a rusty knife. He rushed to his master and said, I can't cut the mangoes. The knife is too blunt. I'll sharpen it, Gopal offered, and went to the sharpening wheel in the garden shed. Now, then the servant ran out to meet the man who was coming. Beware, beware, he said anxiously. Anxiously means that is in a worried manner. Don't come to our house, he pleaded. Pleaded means ask for something seriously. My master has gone mad. He wants to cut off both your ears. Cut my ears? Exclaimed the man, turning pale. Why? Turning pale means looking almost white because of fear. So, see how clever the servant is. Yes, see, there he is, sharpening a knife, said the servant, pointing at his master. The man saw that his host did really have a knife in his hand and was sharpening it. He also had a very strange look on his face. I'm not going there, going in there, he told the servant firmly, and turning around quickly, started walking away as fast as he could. How clever the servant is, you are seeing now. The servant rushed back to his master and told him that the guest had run away with the mangoes. So, see how clever, not clever, how he was not a good guy. What said his master? What? Said his master, horrified. Horrified means shocked. The greedy fellow, greedy means the one who wants more and more, whatever the food or with the money. Has he taken all the mangoes? He asked. Yes, said the servant. The servant replied. Gopal with the knife still in his hand, ran after the man shouting, "Please give me one! Give me one at least!" Why he was running? Was just asking the mangoes because the mangoes were for his mangoes was he was asking, "Give me one at least," because the mangoes was for his friend. The other man thought he was asking for one of his ears and he ran for his life. So, students, listen how foolish the man was. Without asking, he was running. The children laughed and laughed as Grandma mimicked the man holding on to his ears and running away. Can you imagine? A man without ear copied. Here, mimicked means copied how someone speaks, moves, behaves to make others laugh. Mimic is just imitate. Okay, that parrot used to do the same. If you will say that parrot, you will say me too, katore katore. He will also say that me too, katore katore. This is the activity. This is the thing which is called the imitation or the mimic. It is called mimicry. Life. The children laughed. "I can't stop laughing," said Ashraf, a student. He said that I can't stop laughing after listening this funny story. The Ashraf said, "I can't stop laughing." And now for the riddle. Now he was asking for the riddle. Has anyone thought of the answer? Asked Grandpa. What was the riddle? The first, as we start the story at the beginning of the story, Grandpa asked. "Yes, I have," Meena said excitedly. Meena said excitedly. "I think you meant he saw a man go, which means he bought an apple." Okay, so how very, very intelligent Meena was. "Brilliant thinking, Meena. Let's clap for her," said Grandpa. After hearing Meena's reply, Grandpa was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means very happy. "And for you, Grandpa?" they all chorused. "So, what did you learn from the story?" asked Grandpa. "Don't do bad things, and you won't have to tell lies." Zoe observed promptly. Zoe was a girl. Grandpa was happy that they had understood the story. Yes, Grandpa was very much happy that all the students understood the story. So, it's my dear student, what was the lesson which you get after the story? Yes, there was a gap. There was a gap. If the person, if they misunderstanding, the total story is about the misunderstanding. Okay, if the friend, they have to talk. The friend has to talk with the Gopal, and Gopal has to talk, but Gopal has not got the chance to talk with his friend. That's why he hasn't got the chance, but the friend can talk, and then the situation will be different. So here there will be a, I can say that in a simple word, miscommunication. The communication gap between both of them, the friend and the Gopal. And who was the cleverest person among all? The servant. Okay, I hope so. You like this story. Dear student, one more thing which I want to say. Read this story at least 2 to 3 times for the better understanding, and after finishing this story, write all the word meaning which is given on page number 91 in your copy. And very important, you have to learn all the meanings. Thank you and have a nice day.